I literally made this video over a year ago, and as though I was looking into a crystal ball, Alex has finally hopped on steroids. What's going on YouTube, it's Jason, and in this video we're going to be discussing Alex Eubank's U-turn on steroids. Now, if you've been following my channel for any period of time, you'll realize that I've been trying to highlight the issue of steroid use amongst young men, namely in their late teens and early 20s. I did a video on Sam Sulek speaking about how he was the new next kid on the block jumping on steroids. I did a video also on the 18-year-old bodybuilder that decided to take steroids and did an interview with him. And I also spoke about Alex Eubank in a Natty or Not highlight on the fitness industry and TRT, and how he was going down the same road as all these other influencers with a sob story about how his testosterone has crashed and how he needs to do something about it. This is a clip of the video.
Thought this would be cool to go over because this is pretty serious. This is pretty serious, and like I have a big decision that I need to make. We did my test being low. Here it is. So in August 2020, my total test was at 461. Recently, I just got it checked again, and that's what I just went over with Bradley. My total test was 215, and he's 56 years old, so he's like way older than me. Like, mine should not be that low, no matter how much stress or whatever I'm going through. It should not be that low.
I literally made this video over a year ago, and as though I was looking into a crystal ball, Alex has finally hopped on steroids. And a lot of people that don't know how this pattern works or the pressure placed on these young men, they would be quite shocked by this. You know, he's U-turned on all of his values, and he's essentially sold his soul and done the very thing he said he wouldn't do. But it's something they all do, and then they jump on Instagram or YouTube and try and explain away their decision and how it's not because of body dysmorphia or social media pressure. But sorry, it is. If you listen to his reasons for jumping on, they're not because of any serious health concerns. They're just because he wants to be lean and also have a healthy hormone profile.
I myself want to be lean and feel better being lean. I'm sick of feeling like shit when I am lean. That's my decision, bro. And I actually was able to get it prescribed because I actually, in a sense, need it when I am lean. My test is not as high as it should be when I'm leaner.
So Alex is jumping on TRT because his testosterone is not as high as it should be when he is leaner. Now, let me just be clear. If you have chronically low testosterone, you know, like a man in their 60s, not an influencer in his 20s, then your testosterone would be low no matter what your body fat is. Whether your body fat is low or high, you would probably still be outside the healthy range or at the really low end of the healthy range. But look what happens to Alex's testosterone when he bulks up and puts on body fat.
One thing I also wanted to address, the amount of people saying, bro, if you would have just bulked, you would have been fine. I've had periods where I had a higher percentage body fat, and I have had periods where I had a low. I actually got my blood drawn a few months ago, and my natural test was at 900, right? And then I got it drawn later when I was at a leaner body fat, and I was at 350. So my stuff fluctuates a lot based on what my body fat percentage is. It's just how my body works.
So when Alex increases his body fat, his testosterone goes to the higher end of normal, as science said it would. So Alex is human like everybody else and has testosterone that responds to his body fat, just like everyone else. Nice try, Alex. Now, I just wanted to make something clear because there seems to be a lot of confusion. You cannot be super shredded for most people naturally and have healthy hormones. You can be maybe 12-13% year round, and a select few people, the genetic elite, may be able to be like 8-10% year round and not have their hormones crash. But for the vast majority of us genetic peasants, being super shredded is a threat to your survival. Like, think about this logically. Fat is energy reserves, right? So if you're super shredded and someone else is like 15-20% body fat, and you are to be both going without food, who do you think is going to last longer? The person with a higher level of body fat. But because of social media and the obsession with being shredded and looking like a Hollywood star, everybody is trying to be super shredded all the time. Now, I'm not against that. I personally love looking aesthetic and lean, But I recognize that if I go to a certain level of body fat, like preparing for a competition, and I try and maintain that all year, I may suffer detriment with my hormones, and I accept that. And if I want to change that, I increase my body fat. Alex is trying to stay super shredded, like probably his favorite fitness influencers that are giving him body dysmorphia, and also benefit from a healthy hormone profile that comes with being a higher body fat percentage. It doesn't work that way. So his justification for me is really weak and is ultimately quite pathetic. Like I always say, if someone wants to jump on gear and they want to make an informed choice, they're adults. People take all manner of drugs and drink and do what they want. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your dad. But trying to get empathy and sympathy from your followers to be like, I had to, my test was low. Why was your test low, Alex? Because you were trying to be single digit body fat. The people that are single digit body fat that we look up to, a lot of them are on steroids, and that's why they don't feel terrible at those levels of body fat. So yeah, I think ultimately it's, up to people to do what they want to do. But I just think young people in particular, men, need to be more aware that our bodies are not built to be super shredded, like 7-8% body fat year round, or for most people, even 10% body fat, and be able to function, perform, keep your strength, keep all your muscle. It doesn't work that way. Alex and many of our favorite fitness influencers are trying to be all three, and it's time we put a stop to it. They try and pass on responsibility. I think even Alex complains about the fact that people look up to him as a role model. Here's the clip.
Convinced me to hop on test too. That's not a question, bro. That's so dumb. I see people like blaming me, saying that it's gonna be my fault if there's like a whole generation of like naturals now who choose to hop on test.
But again, in my view, that's weak. Once you sign up to be an influencer, people look up to you and they follow you. You can't just say like Alex or Sam Sulek that you don't want people to follow you and copy what you're doing. They will follow the good as well as the bad. It is what it is, and as a role model, you should know better. But yeah, that's it. A little bit of a rant. I thought it'd be good to raise awareness for those people, especially young people, that are trying to be shredded and have the best of both worlds, all the muscle and healthy hormone profile as well. 99% of us won't be able to do it. Some people will, but most of us won't, just to manage expectations. So yeah, go in with your eyes open and don't follow along like these delusional guys who probably have body dysmorphia. But yeah, that's everything. A bit of a rant, a bit of an educational video to raise awareness. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it if you did. Comment below, let me know what you think. I predicted this pretty much a year in advance. I could see it coming. Did you see it coming as well? Do you think Alex is a bit of a sellout for jumping on gear? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to follow me on this journey, and I'll see you again soon.